Hello everyone, welcome at my video. Today I'm going to play some rapid games and I'm going to test the rock solid opening repertoire that I prepared. By the way, the rocksolid.matbobula.com, you can download it completely for free, and you will find complete repertoire for black and white. You will see what openings does it contain, because today I'm going to play it. Okay, so I will play it, I will explain ideas. So if you are going to play any of those openings, that should be especially helpful for you. So let's start. Okay, let's try to find someone for 10 minutes. Okay, I have got the first opponent from Australia. Okay, so in the rock solid repertoire, I recommend to play e6. We have got a French defense. Now d5, e5. Okay, so this is advanced variation. Here I recommend that plan with c5, queen b6, bishop d7, and later bishop b5. So let's see how does it work. Queen goes to b6. Okay, bishop goes to d7. This is a very bad bishop in the French. This is the reason why it is a good idea for black to exchange it. Okay, and now very popular move is bishop b5, but I don't like when white plays c4. This is the reason why I usually don't want to play it. This is the reason why I recommend to capture the d4 first. Pawn takes, and now bishop goes to b5. So black exchanges the worst piece in the position. Black is exchanging that light square bishop. Okay, in case queen captures, bishop captures, of course, queen captures. You can see that now that queen is blocking king from making a castle, so I will maybe play queen a6 to keep that pressure. Okay, and opponent, of course, is trying to develop queen somehow. Okay, what should I play? I think I don't mind to play endgames, so let's take it. And now, of course, I have to develop remaining pieces. Let's start with knight c6. I want to play here. That would be a good place for the knight. Okay, so let's maybe move my knight here. I know that white can play g4. Usually it's better to have bishop at e7, so h4 is available. But after this move, okay, what can I? After g4 I can always capture that bishop. But is there an alternative for me? I don't like that square because knight is doing nothing here, it cannot go anywhere. Let's play here. After g4 I will take the bishop. Okay, b4. So opponent is trying to chase my knight. Let's play a6. Later I want to play bishop e7. So now after this move I have got a choice. And now, of course, I want to put my rooks into the open file, because this is the only open file on the board. The C file. So I have to do something to put my pieces there. And I don't want a castle, because in case I castle, then my king is away from the C file and from the center, and this is the end game. So it's a good idea to keep king closer to the center. And now rook c8, let's bring this one. Now I think I can play knight a7. Okay, knight a7. I want to exchange rooks because opponent has got 2 rooks on the c file. So exchanges are good for me. Okay, and now in case knight captures, knight can later go to c4. This is not a bad square. In case king captures, knight can later go to the b5 square. So where do I want to place my knight? This is the question. In case king captures, probably knight will go to the c3, blocking knight b5. Can I do anything about it? Okay, and in case knight takes, opponent plays what? Knight d2. Okay, but I like my knight at the c4 square. Okay, bishop c1. I'm bringing my knight closer, g4. I have to do something with the knight, and I think I told you already that I have got a h4 square. My bishop can always take it back. Black is better here from several reasons. First reason is I have got better bishop, because white has got a lot of pawns on the dial squares, and those pawns on the dial squares, they can be attacked by my bishop. For example, if I can infiltrate somehow, that would be fantastic. Unfortunately, after this move, king can attack me, and so probably this doesn't work. Also, okay, maybe opponent wants to play g5, block my bishop, so probably I will just go back to this place and later bring my knight to the c4 square. Another reason why my position is better, because my king is more active, so I can actually bring my king into the opponent's position. Okay, let's start with bishop e7, and later I will decide whether I play here or am I bringing my king. Should I bring my king closer? If I go here, king goes there, here, king d3. Knight goes, maybe king a4. King goes to c3, or king to c2, and there is a checkmate threat. Okay, so it's a little bit risky to move my king there. But maybe if I start a5, pawn takes, knight goes to c4. I think I will start with knight c4. Okay, f5. And now if I go here, if I bring my king, opponent will block me like this with knight c3. This is probably the reason why that might be a good move. Okay. And now, okay, which pawn should I capture first? Here or here? I think bishop takes a3 is a first candidate move, because in case bishop takes, knight takes, and later I can move my knight back and I can capture pawn at the a5. This is like my first instinct, that I should do that. In case knight takes, or I can capture with the knight maybe. And later I can go back and capture this pawn. And in case bishop goes to d2, I go back. Bishop goes, let's say, to c3, I can always play bishop d8. Okay, and let's also calculate what's going to happen in case bishop captures. Bishop takes. And okay, I think I like this move. You see, I considered several candidate moves, and finally I made the decision. Let's check, was it a correct move? Okay, what opponent can do right now? You see, in case opponent captures, pawn takes back. Okay, bishop captures. I have to take it back with the bishop, of course. And bishop, I think, first of all, that pawn is on the dial square. So it should be possible for me to get it. Knight cannot go to c1 and b3 because my bishop is guarding that square. So bishop goes here, I want to take it, and I have got the pass pawn. Because, okay, king goes there. So of course, I follow my plan. Because in the end games, there are two most important things. Pass pawns and active king. Okay, can I take it? I think so. I see that my opponent is trying to go to this square, but I think I will play bishop here, trying to block that knight. Okay, opponent is trying to do some kind of like a pawn fraction. Should I take? I don't think so. g6, probably f6, and king has got possibility to break through. This is probably the reason why I don't want to do that. And if I go back to e7, would that be good? And maybe I can just activate my king. Or maybe I should just activate my king right away. Because if I go there, in case opponent goes here, I will just take it. in case opponent plays here. I really don't believe in that white can break through in that area. Because I can always move my bishop back. Okay, let's bring the king closer. I told you, pass pawn and active king. And those are like two things that I'm going to use. Okay, king goes to d3. I think I can follow. I can follow my plan, I think. Okay, so let's play king b5. Pawn takes, okay. Pawn takes, of course. Okay. I don't think, does it make sense to move my bishop back? Or should I move my king forward? I know, okay, probably I know what opponent is trying to do. Opponent is hoping that here king goes to c2, I will go b5, and opponent will play knight c5 with the knight. No, but it's not good, because bishop will take it, pawn takes king a5, and I have got two pass pawns. So two pass pawns should be enough to win. Okay, knight escapes. Okay, so what now? Let's play b5. Okay, knight. Ah, okay, I see at least what opponent is trying to do. Okay, I should have seen that earlier. That opponent is trying to get that pawn brought from a different direction. Okay, so this is actually I should analyze longer what opponent is trying to do, and I should probably play bishop e7, so I can place my bishop here. But in this position, okay, if I go there, knight f4, I play king a3, opponent takes, I play b4. Am I fast enough or not? I hope so. If I start with this move, yeah, I think I have to move my king. So that was definitely a mistake. I gave my opponent a chance for the counter attack. Knight c7. Opponent wants to get this pawn. Okay, I play b3, b2, or bishop b4. I think that bishop b4 might be a good move, because if I play bishop b4, knight takes, b2, no, king c2, it doesn't work. So bishop b4 doesn't really work. I have to play here. Okay, and now opponent will go here. I thought that I have got this move, but then opponent plays there. Okay, I think I don't have that much choice. I have to move my king here. Even if I go there, opponent will play there. Okay, and now the question. Can I put my opponent into a zugzwang or not? Okay, let's play this move to stop opponent pawns. Opponent will for sure play here. I will just wait with my bishop. I have to wait somehow. After this move, my bishop is blocking here. Yeah, that I should definitely stop opponent's counterplay. Okay, I have to play here. e6. And now can I win this somehow? I don't think so. I think that might be a draw, because you can see that we have got... My bishop is blocking. Can I go there? Check at b3. Okay, I have got 1 minute 20 seconds. After this move, maybe I can go there, but yeah, I think I have to move my bishop. I have to wait. Opponent has to move knight to those 3 places. And to me, it looks like a draw. Knight has to go to d2. Knight has to go to d2 because b1 promotes with a check. So knight to d2. I'll have to wait with my bishop. Knight to b1. I have to wait. And basically I think we are just waiting. But after knight c3, okay, I will just accept a draw. My opponent offers me a draw. Okay, I have to say that it was. I mean, I got a very good position after the opening, and the end game was I had got a big advantage, but definitely the biggest mistake in this game was b5. I should have played bishop e7, and after opponent, in case opponent goes here, bishop g5. Stop the counterplay. Yes, this is what I'm supposed to do. But okay, you know, it happens. Most important thing is that I got a good position after the opening. So rock solid French advanced variation still works. Okay, let's play this game. Opponent from Morocco. Okay, knight f6. In the rock solid opening repertoire, I recommend knight f3 in the second move. Okay, opponent plays e6, so big chance that it's gonna be Queen's Indian. Okay, let's see. Pawn goes to c4. d5. Okay, so this is not a Queen's Indian, but this is like a different moves order, and this is Queen's Gambit. So against the Queen's Gambit, I recommend g3, which is Catalan. And now in the Catalan, black has got several different plans. c5, that plan is called the Tarrasch. I recommend to capture. Later bishop goes to g2, pawn castles, knight to c3, and d takes c5. This is the variation. Of course, if black will play, okay, black plays c4, and this is pretty unusual. It's not a regular move at the moment. Okay, so how should I react against this move? For sure, I have to castle. Also, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to play b3, and I will try to undermine that pawn. In case opponent plays b5, I can really consider playing a4. Okay, opponent goes there. Opponent is not afraid that I will take. Pawn takes. I have got a strong center. But then what? Then maybe queen c2, attacking that pawn. Opponent protects it and I play e4. Okay, that looks good, but is there any alternative variation for me? Knight e5, trying to attack it. I'm not afraid of this move, but probably opponent will play knight c6. Okay, knight c6 is not that good. It's not that good because after knight c6, I will just take it, pawn takes, and pawn takes at the c4. So I'm not afraid of that variation. But after knight e5, knight d7 is possible. And if I capture, no, taking is not good for me. I have to do something with my knight. I have to admit that both lines, they look good, but I like that variation more. So let's try this move and maybe queen c2. I'm attacking that pawn, and at the same time I want to play e4 to get full control over the center, and maybe e5. Yeah, maybe this is something that I can do later. Okay, opponent is protecting that pawn, but after e4 I have got that threat. So I want to play e5. That's my idea. By the way, queen c2 and e4, those are like a very common moves in the Catalan. Okay, so what? In case opponent moves that bishop back, maybe I can develop my bishop to df4. After bishop e7, I don't want to play e5 because knight maybe will enter to that square. Although that knight at the d5 doesn't look great. So, okay, I can even consider playing e5 and later somehow knight g5, trying to checkmate opponent's king. At the same time, it opens my bishop. This is also like a, you know, cross attack. Yeah, with my queen and my bishop. That idea also looks very tempting. Of course, everything depends on the black's move, because what black can do here. Okay, knight c6. Does that idea work or not? What opponent is planning to do after this move? Because this is the first move that I have to calculate. Because if after e5, opponent will... This move I will take it with my knight. In case of after e5, opponent captures, I take. We'll just exchange, I'm up a piece, that's great. So what opponent is planning to do after this move? Maybe knight b4. But I think that then I can just move my queen somewhere. No, I cannot. Okay, I have to be careful, because after this move there is knight d5. So c3 doesn't really work. After this move, maybe opponent can pin me. But maybe I can move my queen to this place. Or e2 even, because I take at the d6. Okay, for sure, I like e5. Okay, knight takes d4. This is the first move I calculated, but I wasn't afraid that much. Okay, should I capture that knight, or maybe taking the bishop also would be good? But then opponent takes, I take c7. No, it's not good. Let's just take the piece. Okay, bishop takes e5. And now I'm up a piece for 2 pawns, but now I have to develop my pieces as soon as it is possible. So let's start maybe with bishop b2, or is there any other way? Yeah, just let's keep it simple. And you see, again, rock solid opening repertoire works. Okay, queen goes to b6. Knight is under attack. I cannot move my knight because my bishop is attacked. Okay, so what can I do? Okay, that pin is actually pretty annoying. That pin is, I have to admit, even very annoying. What can I do? I mean, this is the solution. That opponent has got this move. Okay, so definitely queen b6 creates a lot of problems. Cannot capture at c4 because b2 is hanging. Rook goes to d1, rook d8. And what can I do? I can move my queen to c3, but this is a very ugly move. I don't want to play it. What else? Maybe here, rook goes to d8. I play here, bishop takes, I take at c4. But then queen goes to c5. Okay, what else? Knight b3 doesn't work because pawn takes. Here I'm gonna be pinned. Okay, so probably bishop b2 wasn't the greatest move ever in this position. Again, you see, it's like in the previous game I played b5 too quickly. Looks like this move also was played too fast. I mean, of course, I see I have got some kind of ideas like with the back rank checkmate. I'm trying to think how can I make it work. That here after rook d8. Yeah, but I don't see how does it work. Okay, let's play this move. And after rook d8, I will play queen c3. Bishop g4, rook goes to d2. It doesn't look it doesn't look beautiful, but maybe I have got no choice. Okay, bishop f5. Opponent is trying to make that position super complicated. Queen captures. Okay, 1 second. Queen captures, king takes here. I will take there. Queen takes here. It doesn't look terrible. I still have got 2 minor pieces, so it doesn't look bad. Knight takes, bishop takes b2. And what else? I go knight to d2, opponent will take it, I take it here. Okay. I mean, I have got a feeling that knight takes f5 should be fine. But okay, knight takes f5, bishop, sorry, queen takes f5. Queen takes b2, queen takes e5, queen takes a1. Bishop takes b7 maybe. Or maybe I can somehow trap that queen. Because queen is I can I play queen e2 with the idea to go knight somewhere. Knight to a3. But then rook d8. Okay, I have got 3 minutes. I'm just thinking like this is a classical game, or at least 15 plus 10. Why I really have to make decision faster. Queen c3. Oh, queen c3 doesn't look good. Queen d2 also doesn't look great. Okay, let's just take it. I really have to speed up. And now what? If I develop, oh, let's take it. And maybe I would just capture pawn at b7. And I have got a knight and no, if I capture rook b8. So it doesn't look good. Okay, let's play here. I'm protecting the rook. At the same time, I'm protecting that pawn. And now my threat is that I will go knight a3 and queen is trapped. But of course, most likely black will, in case black plays there, I still can, oh no, c3 is still available for the opponent. Rook e8, rook d8. This is something that opponent can supposed to do. After this move, most likely I will play queen c2. Ah, okay, c3. So opponent is trying to move the queen there. Queen goes here. Queen goes there. If I develop my knight, queen goes to b2. I will take it. Pawn takes. I play rook b1. Okay. I think it looks pretty in a pretty decent way. I will just take it. Okay, so we have got another endgame. And I go here. Of course, I cannot tolerate such a pawn. I have to destroy it as soon as I can. And in general, I mean, opponent, okay, I hope I can take it. So there will be rook and one pawn for 2 minor pieces. In general, 2 minor pieces are almost always better, unless opponent is able to, you know, to double rooks on the first rank, pinning my bishop at the f1 or something. So okay, rook c, this is what opponent is trying to do, because opponent will go there. I play here, but I think I don't have a much choice. Rook c1, bishop f1. Rook goes there. Maybe I can just play knight f5 and knight e3, protecting here. And now the question is, how can I coordinate my pieces? Yeah, let's move my knight b3 or f5. Let's go here. Let's be more active. After this move I have got here, and knight goes to e3. Knight is protecting f1. That's my plan. Also, of course, there is a threat knight e7. So probably opponent will play rook c1, bishop f1, rook d1, knight e3. So maybe opponent will decide to play something like this move. Ah, okay, g6. I cannot go there because rook d1, I have to play it here. Probably opponent will play b6. I think I will just play king g2 just to unpin my bishop. I have got less than 2 minutes. So yeah, now I have to, I told you that if I'm planning to win this, I have to coordinate my pieces. Okay, so let's activate my knight that is doing nothing at the a3. Same time I can attack the pawn. In case pawn moves forward, I will just move it. Okay, those squares are not available. So it looks that I have to go back. Or can I go to a7? Or will it be trapped? It doesn't look great. That square. And if I go back, okay, let's go back, probably b5. Yeah, b5 is gonna happen. So better was to play knights to c4. Okay, if I play it here, opponent will play rook d2. So how can I activate that knight? Okay, let's play h4. Probably expect knight e4 or something. How can I make that knight more active? Of course, I can play my knight to b1, but I do not see any bright future for it. That square. Okay, let's play knight b1 because I have to play something. I'm down to 1 minute. Those squares are under my control. Okay, opponent is trying to exchange it. Let's just take it. Okay, and knight escapes. For sure, I have to remove those pawns. I have to exchange them. Now also this is a threat. Maybe after rook d6. Okay, should I take the g4 pawn or can I play a4? I think I will go with this move because I think it's more important to get rid of those pawns on the queen side. Rook, if I take it, can I? No, I can take it a6. Okay, and now I have to somehow coordinate my pieces to capture. Okay, after this move I have to move my knight because this is the threat. Okay, opponent is down to 2 minutes, so I think it's gonna be bullet in the end. Yeah, probably knight b. Okay, rook goes there. I want to get that pawn. I haven't played bullet for a while, so this is no increment. Okay, let's take with the knight. I don't want to... okay, I see what is my opponent's idea. Opponent wants to checkmate me. If I move my bishop, check, 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 and checkmate. Completely forgot about that side. Okay, let's play f3. Okay, I completely forgot about my king's safety. And now that position looks lost. But of course I will try to defend somehow. Okay, that was a very tricky. I focused on the other side. Yeah, now just opponent plays rook a6. And I'm afraid that this is completely lost. Okay, I will try to do some tricks. Rook c4, knight c3. But probably this is not enough. Because my knight will be trapped. You can see that my knight at the a2 is completely trapped. It cannot go anywhere. So if for opponent, it's basically just enough to bring the... okay, now rook c2 and the game is over. Okay, so definitely, okay, I made a mistake in the... okay, let me just check moment when I played bishop b2. Where was it? Let me just check it. When I played bishop b2, because this position is... okay, I just turn on the engine. So this is the position after the opening. It says that it's one has got plus 1.3. Bishop b2, okay, queen b6, bishop f5, queen takes f5. Okay, it says that I still have got the advantage. No, actually that looks quite good. Yeah, and now let me make a couple moves. I think that here knight b5 was not a good move. Yeah, it shows me that I should play knight c4 and I have got small advantage. But I'm better here in this position. So okay, opening works, but unfortunately later I could do it. I could definitely play better. Okay, let's take a look now. Another game, another opening from the rock solid repertoire. f4. So against f4, I recommend to play d5, and I recommend the same pattern as against the d4. So this is the Tartakover variation, because this is a very universal pattern. I'm just going to develop my pieces like this. Here, castle. Later b6, bishop b7 most likely. Yeah, let's just play here. Okay, let's castle. It looks like a reverse Dutch or something. I want to play b6, bishop b7, knight bd7, and c5. In my opinion, this is the easiest way for black to get an equal position. I mean, for the easiest way for black to develop. And usually black can get an equal position. In case white would have bishop here attacking my king, then most likely I would play bishop a6, trying to exchange it. But now, okay, let's play bishop b7. I want to go here, I want to go c5. Okay, let's play c5. I want to bring my rook to the c8. Okay, and now what is my plan? Usually in the Tartakover variation, black usually attacks here. So can I play d4? Probably not right now. I have to prepare it probably somehow. What else can I do? Rook c8 and c4. There is also such an option. I also thinking about this move because that move looks very, very tempting. So how can I play it? After this move, probably queen will go to g3. Queen goes to g3. Okay, and an alternative plan for me is to push those pawns forward. That also doesn't look bad. So I think I have got several different ideas that I can use here. But the most important thing is that everything is developed. Okay, after d4, pawn takes, knight takes, maybe I have got bishop c5. Spinning that knight. Looks like a small problem for the opponent. Okay, you see here takes, knight takes d4, bishop c5, bishop goes to e3, knight b8. Pawn goes to c3, knight goes to c6. Okay, it doesn't look terrible, but what's gonna happen in case opponent doesn't take it? In case opponent will play, but where the knight can go to d1. But then the c file is open. Okay, let's have a try. Attack is about creating threats. I developed my pieces, so I think I'm ready to start the attack. I'm very curious, does that really work? Bishop c5. I'm not afraid of any move like knight d1 or something. Okay, pawn takes, of course I have to take it back. Taking at f3 wasn't that great because my rook is hanging. Okay, here. So now I calculated bishop c5. Is it the only idea? Can I move my knight maybe somewhere? Oh, let's play here. Let's pin it. And after bishop e3, yeah, where can I want to go to this place because it opens my queen and later it threatens to also to go to this place. Okay, let's try this move. Knight cannot go here protecting because pawn is taking this square. Here is also not available. Okay, queen goes there. Okay, queen goes here and now knight c6. Actually, yeah, okay, queen is protecting that bishop. Okay, I thought... So, okay, I don't know why I thought that white is going to play c3 and bishop will be not protected. But okay, so what are my options right now? If I go knight c6, knight takes, bishop takes, takes, queen takes. Okay, doesn't look that great because, okay, I lost the pawn, but at least c and d files are still open. So what can I do? That move would be fantastic, but I'm afraid it doesn't really work. Okay, let's just play here. I'm planning to go here. Maybe then knight to c6. I want to also bring my rook. I will try to attack in the middle. We'll try to do something on the c and d files. Okay, b4. So now bishop has to be moved. Knight at c3 is now a little bit weak, but okay, let's move it back. Bishop goes to e7. Now I see that such a move also might be an option. Rook c1 is a small skewer. Okay, b5. I don't really understand the purpose of this move. Can I play here? Knight goes to a4. Okay, knight, I see I cannot capture at c2, but its opponent wants to go there maybe. Let's create more problems to the opponent. After this move, I think I can takes, and I have got bishop f6. Okay, this is after this move. If I take it, takes, queen takes e3, bishop goes to the f6. Okay, is there another way for me to play? But I like it. I exchange that bishop. Okay, now should I take it or not? Or maybe a good idea is to start with this. After bishop takes b7, bishop takes d4. So in between move, and you can see that there is a pin. Pawn goes to c3. Now I have to consider, okay, one move that I consider is this, another is rook takes c3, and checks, captures, and threats. Those are like the moves that you're supposed to consider. Okay, if I take here, queen takes, exchange, rook takes, opponent has got two weak pawns here. Later I can bring my knight. I like this position. I really like this position for black. But let's consider something else. Bishop takes here, then knight takes f3. Or queen takes f3 maybe? No, queen takes f3 doesn't really work. Knight takes f3. Can I take at c3? To be honest, I like the previous position more. And now finally this move, in case knight takes here, bishop takes d4 pin. In case bishop takes b7, I will also take at the d4. You know, I have got a bad feeling about rook takes c3. I don't know why, but I do not see the reason that I do not see any good move that the opponent can play. Let's have a try. According to my calculation, that move works. Bishop takes b7, bishop takes d4. What opponent can do? Knight e2. I think I have got rook takes d3. Okay, knight goes to c6. Okay, opponent came up with another idea. Now, in case I will take it, pawn takes, exchange. No, probably this. No, see, takes, bishop takes, and now knight takes here. So I have got bishop d4, so it doesn't work for the opponent. Opponent will take it back, and I take back with the rook. It's equal on the material. Okay, this is a good line for me. If I capture at d3, this is hanging, this is hanging. This rook takes d3 looks better. Or rook takes c6, pawn takes. No, rook takes c6. I think it's a little bit too much. Let's just take it here. This is also the discovered attack. And of course, knight at the c6 also is in trouble. Okay, opponent can go there. And now if I start here, opponent captures. So let's just take it here. If I'm not wrong, I'm up a pawn. Hanging, hanging, hanging. And probably we are going to exchange it here. No, that position looks win for me because queen probably has to go somewhere. So let's say queen e2, I will take it and later I will get the rook at a1. You know, when you are down on the material, you're supposed to make position more complicated. I do not see any direct way how opponent can make it more complicated here. Okay, so yeah, looks like this is a win for me. Okay, rook d1. Okay, opponent is trying to do some tricks. If I want to get a queen, I can always play here. I mean, if I capture here, rook takes. But if I start here, what, pawn takes? Or opponent will capture rook takes d3. This is probably the reason why this is the best move. Then rook will take it there, takes, and I have got queen d4. I think this is enough for me to win. I will take it. This is, of course, a check. And now I think I can go queen d4. Queen d4 is an important move because without that move, of course, I have got a much better position. I have got the queen for rook and the knight, but this is just a fork. Yeah, and this is it has to be over. Bishop takes b7, I will capture at e3 with a check. Rook e1, I will capture bishop at f3, and later I will get the free knight at the a4. Okay, so this is win. I have to say I was a little bit lucky in the moment d4 wasn't probably the best move. Probably, okay, what does the engine think? What should I play? Engine wants to play a6 with that idea. Okay, so this is engine wants to do that idea. I also mentioned that thing that I can start pushing those pawns, and it will be good. But okay, let's play one game more. Okay, I play black again, e4. So now another French. Okay, and now what variation opponent is going to pick? Okay, knight c3. So in the rock solid opening repertoire, that, by the way, I will remind you, rocksolid.matbobula.com. You can get it there for free. I recommend to play d takes e4 and later bishop d7. It is called the Fort Knox variation. As the name suggests, this is a very solid line. It's usually, if you play it well, it's very hard to break through for white. White's position is slightly better, but because white has got more space, white has got slightly more active pieces, but black's position is also extremely solid. So okay, so I play bishop here. Bishop d3, knight d7. At the same time, you are exchanging that bad bishop, because in the French defense, the light square bishop is usually a bad bishop. You have got a chance to exchange it. White castles probably knight f6, and this is the key position, because at this position white has got several moves: knight g3, knight ed2, knight g5, queen e2, rook e1, knight takes f6. And if I'm not wrong, those are like a 6 moves that white can play at this moment. The main variation is knight g3. In my opinion, the best line for white is knight e2 d2. This is you will not meet that move that often, but very good players usually they are playing knight to d2, and this is pretty dangerous for black in my opinion, because if you capture, taking at f3 is not good, because then knight takes f3 and later that knight enters to the e5. Okay, knight goes to d2. Okay, maybe opponent listens to Mila because I play it live. Okay, what should I play right now? What was the variation that I recommended? I remember it was something with bishop e7. I think opponent's supposed to play here, and then I play bishop d5. Yeah, I think that was the line. So bishop e7 if I do not mix it up. Knight e5 right now is not scary because I have got my knight. I think I can just take it. Yeah, but I think it was here, and now then I recommend this move. And after knight goes to e5, black can play c5 immediately. But I have to admit that opponent surprised me a little bit, because I do not see that knight e to d2 move that often. But of course, it doesn't mean that, you know, that move is a little bit annoying. But of course, if you can play, if you know how to play against it, usually it's not such a big problem. Okay, knight c4, and I think that was the idea of here, because if I capture, queen takes c6, it's not that great, but I think bishop d5 is the move right now. And black's idea is to go c5. Okay, knight goes to e5, and I think c5, because white wants to play this move. Of course, taking at e5 I think is not great, because knight takes back. after pawn, in case pawn will go to c4, then I will take at f3, and knight has to take it back because pawn at the d4 I think is hanging. Okay, you see that way of playing makes, okay, opponent goes there, so I don't want to go back. I think I will just take it. Probably knight takes. Okay, and now the question, should I castle or should I capture at the d4? If I take, knight takes, king castles. I think this is the line, because I think sooner or later I will have to take it. Okay, let's just take it immediately. And now I think I can just castle. And okay, I told you that knight e to d2 is it's a little bit annoying, but you can see that it's not that position doesn't look that bad. I think black's development is pretty good. Later I can move my knight into one of those places, create threats to those pieces. This is why probably I expect bishop e3. Maybe I will play a6 because I want to place my queen here. I want to bring my rooks into d and c files. And this is also like a very solid strategical position. Of course, you know, a lot of things can happen later, but I think that black's position is quite decent, at least after the opening. But opponent is using a plenty, okay, b3, a plenty of time. Okay, b3. So after this move, opponent wants to probably play bishop b2, but then I have got e5. 1 second, does it work or not? Here, bishop b2, e5, knight f5, I take, knight takes here. Okay. I mean, it leads into exchanges, so my position is not gonna be bad. Maybe I should go and I should exchange it. Knight c5. What else opponent can play? But maybe I can take a d3, queen takes, and then e5. Okay, that knight c5. Maybe I also should have calculated that move earlier, like before I castle, but wanted to make a castle to avoid any problems. Ah, okay, opponent now has got, of course, bishop c2 as well. Bishop c2, knight is protected. So probably I'll play a6 because I still want to move my queen to c7 and I want to avoid knight b5. If I'm not wrong, my opponent is trying to set up some kind of like a battery to the h7 pawn, and later by using that bishop is trying to remove the defender, remove that knight, and yeah. This is something that my opponent is trying to do if I'm not wrong. So I have to be careful. So you see knight from the c5 is also protecting those squares. If I move my rook to the d8 square, I also threat to go e5. Okay, but you know, this is like, okay, opening was over like 2 or 3 moves ago. Opponent has got 3 minutes on the clock. This is no increment. Okay, I would rather keep that rook at f8 to protect that pawn or something. So I will bring my rook from the a to the open file. Okay, and now I have to think. Should I double? Maybe I can double rooks somehow. If I play rook d7, opponent plays here, I play here. Opponent moves the here, I will take it, takes, bishop takes. No, I think it looks that I can survive this attack. at least, you know, at the first glance. Of course, it can be very dangerous, no doubt about it. But if I go there, because in case opponent captures, I capture back with the bishop, and I think I'm good, because my king has got the escape to the e7. Or maybe a good idea for me would be just to play g6 to prevent any attacks like that. Or e5. e5 is also blocking. e5 is also blocking the bishop, although e5 has got that problem that knight can go to the f5. So I solve one problem connected to the bishop from b2, but I will have another problem. Okay, knight f3. Is that a threat? Okay, but I will just exchange rooks. In case opponent captures, I take the rook. Okay, I will just exchange. When you're defending, a good idea is to exchange pieces, and now this is not a threat. I like queen f4 move. This is the move that, I mean, looks dangerous. Okay, let's bring my queen closer into the opponent's position. Also, I think I can move one of my knights maybe here, maybe bishop to f6. Okay, right now I'm not afraid that much of the opponent's attack. Okay, queen h4. Okay, opponent offers me a trade. I usually do not reject if someone offers me a trade. So if I exchange, knight takes, knight e4, or even better, knight d3. Okay, let's just exchange. Knight d3, attacking bishop. Now I have got some ideas here, and this is a, you can see, discovered attack, and maybe I can also get the pawn at the f2. This is another way of playing. Okay, you can see that I survived the attack, right? It's a looks scary, but I think this endgame, it doesn't look that bad. Okay, bishop goes to d4. Now the question is, I have got also this move that is very tempting, because bishop is protecting f2, so knight e4 doesn't create any threat. I don't want to move my knight into that dangerous place, so maybe just this move. But then also there is knight f5. Or what else I can do? I can move my knight to this place. Knight goes to f3 and I play here. Would be really nice to remove the defender. But if I go there, bishop goes to e3. Okay, I like that move. Maybe bishop f6, because bishop c5, opponent will take it. I have to take it with the knight, and I cannot get the pawn. But I think my knights at least are quite strong. After this move, takes. No, bishop goes to this place, and or bishop goes to c2, and I don't think I can take it, or can I? Maybe I can do that, and I can play f5 later. Let's have a try. Bishop e3. Okay, so opponent is trying to stop me somehow. Can I go there? I have got an impression that I have got an initiative. After this move, I have got knight b4. And you can see that those two pieces are under attack. Also, where that bishop can go. Here, I control those squares, I control here. Don't tell me that bishop is trapped. I mean, it's not fully trapped because opponent can play there. But then I will just capture here because I want to exchange. Yeah, because I really want to exchange the... yeah, I don't want opponent to have a bishop pair, and I will take a free pawn. Okay, so I'm up a pawn. Now I have to find a way, how can I move my knight back? So maybe bishop goes to c3. And now I want to escape knight b4. And there is gonna be, okay, so opponent is trying to block me, of course. What a surprise. If I go here, opponent plays b4. Okay, I think I can play this move. b4, I think I will play knight d3. b4, knight d3 or what? I'm attacking here. Okay, and I won on time, but for sure I have got the advantage. So you see, take a look. How does that game look like? It was, so first of all, I played a solid opening. It was Fort Knox, so as the name suggests, it was very solid. Later, opponent was attacking me, but because my position was solid, I had got no weaknesses. I was able somehow to exchange pieces, so attack was gone. Later, I was able to go into the endgame when I think I had got some initiative. It wasn't like any tactical attack, but I was able to create some problems. And by creating those problems, I won a pawn. I exchanged pieces and I won the game, right? So this is like a, perfect positional game. At least, this is I really like such a games. So yeah, and I think today you could watch 4 games that I was using the rock solid opening repertoire. If you enjoy it, please go to the website that you can see below, rocksolid.matbobula.com. You can get it for free. And yeah, and also I want to invite you to my YouTube channel. That you will find more interesting materials also about that opening repertoire. For example, there is like a whole video how to play the Fort Knox variation. I think it's like a 1 hour long, explaining all of the details. And okay, so for today, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.